Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a small mountain village, there lived an old lady. Her house was tiny, but it was made of warm stone and filled with the aroma of love. She had no children, no money, no big name or fancy titles, but what she did have was something very rare. She had peace. Every day, no matter how the wind howled or the rain poured, she would light a small fire in her fireplace, cook soup with whatever grew in her garden, and hum old songs that no one else remembered. The villagers liked her. They liked her gentle humming and her calm smile. And whenever they were sad or confused, they went to her, and she always had a kind word and a warm smile for everyone. Even when she had nothing, she still smiled. One late evening, a strange traveler came to her door. She opened it slowly. "Who are you?" The traveler smiled. "I'm just someone passing by," he said. "But I've heard about you. I've heard that you've lived a good life. So today, I want to give you a choice." "A choice?" she asked. The traveler nodded. "Yes," he said. "Behind one of those 3 doors is your deepest desire. Behind the other 2, only disappointment." The old lady shook her head and laughed softly. "I, too old to chase dreams," she said. "I've had my time," but the traveler insisted. He led her to a quiet meadow where in the middle of the grass stood 3 doors. One was golden, one was made of wood, and one was old and rusted. The traveler pointed at them and said, "Choose one." The old lady looked at all 3 doors. Then, without hesitation, she walked toward the rusted door. The traveler frowned. "Why that one?" he asked. She smiled gently. "Because," she said, "the most beautiful things in my life have always come in old, worn packages." She reached out and touched the cold metal. She opened the door slowly. Inside, there was nothing, only dust motes dancing in the evening light and a comfortable silence. The traveler stared at her, expecting sadness, but the old lady just laughed softly. "Aren't you upset?" he asked. She shook her head. "No," she said calmly. "I came into this world with nothing, and today I still have my smile. So I haven't lost anything at all." The traveler was silent. He had expected her to choose gold or youth or beauty. But here she was, finding joy in the emptiness. Then slowly, he opened the other 2 doors. "You could have had all of this," he whispered. "You could have been wealthy. You could have had back your youth. You could have had so much more." The old lady looked into his eyes and smiled. "More than what?" she asked. "More than peace. More than knowing how to smile even when the world feels empty. More than the joy of a simple meal and a quiet heart." The traveler shook his head. She said firmly, "I already chose the right door." And with that, she turned and walked away from the meadow and back to her little home. Back to the small fire that still waited for her. back to the pot of soup still bubbling on the stove, back to her soft songs and gentle smile. The traveler watched her go. Finally, he understood. Sometimes happiness is not behind the golden door. Sometimes it's not about what you gain, but about being thankful, even when the door is empty. Be happy where you are, he thought. Smile when life feels small. Sometimes that is the greatest treasure of all.